Michelle came to us. We were up the lake, and there was no phones up there. And somehow they got a message through the what do you call it up there, where you got your bait shop, the bait shop up there. Somebody come and got us, and we went to that place, and there was a phone, and we called, CSB had called and wanted to know if we could take, she was 12 maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
12
12.
or 13.
Yeah, I believe she was still 12. And so we talked back and forth, and finally said, yeah, I said, we'll come and get her. And she was just like this drawn in, sad little person, and just, just so shy, and you knew she had been so hurt, so hurt. And the reason she came to us was to make a decision about her baby. The baby, she had to decide to give the baby up for adoption or quit school and take care of the baby, which was a pretty hard decision for a 12-year-old. And I remembered, I think, probably the first day she was there, her and I went down to the park and sat on a picnic table down there and talked about it. And I said, Michelle, I said, nobody can tell you what to do here. I said, all I know is that you're going to be a loser either way. If you give that baby up for adoption, you're always going to wonder where she is and what's going on. But if you keep her, she's always going to be your father's child, and she'll have that stigma to live with. And so we gave her, she had took a week or two, and then she decided that it would be best for her baby to be adopted. And the funny thing now is that just real recently, her daughter called her and had made contact with Michelle's brother, and so she's had connections with her, and her daughter has a little boy and is expecting another baby. So she gets to share that part of her life now.
And her name now is Megan.
Yeah. What was it before? Heather.
Heather, yeah.
And then there's Tabitha. She was fun. She didn't give us a lot of trouble.
Good little girl.
Most of them didn't give us a lot of trouble till they hit 18, and they got so damn smart then that we didn't know nothing. You know? It was strange how that went. Yeah, several of them figured that out. When you're 18, you know it all. And they knew that for about maybe 2 years at the most. And then they found out they didn't know everything. They didn't know hardly nothing. Tabitha, Mom and Dad, I have a little girl. Can I come and stay with you guys for a while? Yeah. So she came and stayed for a while, and her little girl's a hellion. See all these holes in the doors that had hooks on them? That was her. She was hyper. I think she was about two or three.
Same name as Ariana. Anna.
Yeah. And she just went and went. And then she turned 18, and Tabitha knew it all, and she left with the $800 car Dad had loaned her the money for. Oh, Angel, she's another one, and she was so fun to be around, and she was a good kid. I mean, she just was so polite and so kind, and then she got into relationships that weren't good for her, and she finally moved down to, when she was about 18, she moved down to Florida.
Tallahassee.
She's still in that area. We've got contact, but when she first, we haven't talked to her. I still haven't seen her talk to her. Have you?
No.
She would call when she needed some money, and can we loan her this? And then she finally wanted our social security numbers so she could get a loan. And when I said no, I don't think that'd be a good idea, she never called us again. And then there was DJ. You know, at one time we had 5 15-year-olds, 5 16-year-olds, 5 17-year-olds, and 2 of them were boys and 3 of them were girls. DJ was a good boy. I mean, we didn't have really any problems with him. Him and especially had some more problems at school with his studies.
DJ had a lot of eye problems.
Oh yeah, yeah. DJ and Eric both.
Yeah.
And Justin is colorblind. DJ and Eric have
Pigmentosis.
yeah.
Retina
Retina,
pigmentosis.
retina pigmentosis, and that's not right. I know that isn't right, but it's where instead of seeing through your eyes like this, they are looking like there was a rod through the middle of their eyes.
Well, they have no petrifical, is it, vision? They can't see, like when you're looking like this, you can see stuff over here. They was like wearing blinders, like tunnel vision. And Eric and DJ are still like that.
Yeah, it's Eric. DJ keeps in contact with us. Eric, he moved out and he lived right in Waseon, and you just still never saw him anywhere. DJ keeps contact, and
He calls us about every month. If I'm in the hospital, like I've been different times, he's always there.
Justin hasn't kept the contact. DJ gives me that he sleeps all day because he works all night. So, but I said, remember the day they did come and visit after a while, and Justin walked in the house and we had a chair over by the arch where that Afghan is now, and he sat down in that chair and he said, "Oh, this feels so good." I said, "Comfortable?" He said, "No, being back home." You know, and it was a great visit and everything, but still, there's something there that just don't keep them with us.
Justin, though, you gotta give that boy a lot of credit because he has really made himself a good life. I mean, when he left here, if anybody would have told me that he would carry a steady job, and especially for 15 years like he has, I would have said that's damn crazy. There's no way in hell he could do that. And he has the place that he's working, he continues to climb up the ladder where he ain't too far from the damn top now, according to Dennis. And he just keeps getting promoted and promoted. He just goes out and does his job, don't complain, and he just
Makes
keeps,
good money.
yeah.
And he lives with DJ. They have an apartment over by Toledo Hospital.
There's possibly more DJ lives with him because he's paying the bills.
Well, Brian is living in Toledo now. We recontacted with him. I mean, these kids, they leave and it's like they feel ashamed to come back because they left, and what we tried to tell them was true. You know, that the things that we tried to make them understand about going out on your own and not having any money to start with and not having a job and so forth. Then they get feeling when they realize that we were just trying to help them and we weren't going to be mad at them, they show up, you know. And Brian now, I've got a call him. I finally got all 3 of the boys' phone numbers. He lives over on Star Avenue in the east side of Toledo. But he's married now and he's got 2 boys. And he was up there when Dad had his surgery. He just feels so close to us, but still, you know, there are things that keeps him. He didn't have a driver's license for 5 years, and that come back, but then they don't have the money for the gas, or now they're both working, and so they don't have the time, you know. But he's been real happy to be reconnected with us. Dawn, little tiny Dawn, who I remember standing on the hill at Poplar's Resort, and she would not let anybody hug her, touch her, anybody get near her, because she'd been so badly abused also. And now, you know, she grew to in our home, and she grew to love us, and she has no other parents besides us. You know, the adopted kids, most of them still have a relationship or whatever, but Dawn has none. She said, no, you are my dad, you are my mom. In fact, when we didn't adopt her because she didn't want nobody adopting her. And she came for her, when she got pregnant with her first child, and we had a shower. And Jody lived down the street here. And her and I were sitting on the porch, and she says, Mom, she said, there's only one thing I regret. And I said, what's that, baby? She says, that I wasn't adopted when I could have been. And I said, well, you know, I said, I think you could still get your name changed. And she said, I said, I'll have Dad check it out. And so he checked it out and found out that she could not only get her name changed, she could still be adopted because she lived here for at least 6 months before she turned 18. So we adopted her when she was 20 years old. And
she's still very much part of the family.
Oh yeah, she's very, she's been divorced, abusive husband, and she has the 2 boys from that husband, and now she's remarried to a great guy. He's a police officer, and he takes those boys and he's turning them into gentlemen.